You said when you were growing up, you were studying and you felt there were some shortcomings, and I think you've tried to change that in your VIBGYOR.
I think if I were to use one word, and that would be enjoyable. How do you make the entire teaching learning process more enjoyable? Whether it's to make it theme based to make it more interesting, whether it's to have experiential learning, more activity based learning, more project based learning. So when our curriculum is designed, it's a combination of all of this.
Welcome to the show Skill Tree Education Evangelists of India, powered by Great Place to Study. This is an initiative to bring 40 evangelists on a single platform and honor their contributions in the field of education. 15 years ago, I had a very settled life, working for one of the most reputed investment banks in Hong Kong. But then one fine morning, I quit and followed my heart, my passion, that was writing. And that brought me to the city of dreams, Mumbai. Today, our evangelist is also from Mumbai, but his dreams were a bit different from the rest of the city folks. His only dream was to bring a change in the world of education. Born and brought up in a simple middle-class Parsi family, his education movement is not only confined within Mumbai now, but now spread all over India. Please welcome on stage the founder of VIBGYOR group of schools, Mr. Rustom Kerawalla. Hi, Mr. Rustom.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming all
Pleasure.
the way from Mumbai, huh? We
Yeah.
both come here. So how are you finding Ahmedabad?
Haven't had much time to spend. I just came in last night.
But you've come here before several times?
Yeah, we've come here before scouting for school locations.
School location. So you're always in work mode. Whichever
Abs-
city of India you land in, you think.
Absolutely. It's education and schools. That's
Okay.
it.
And so you have VIBGYOR group of schools, and how many students?
About 50,000 students.
Wow.
That's
And it all started 2004. And now, of course, some students must have graduated over the year.
a lot of them. A lot of
So
them
if you
are.
count the alumni, then there's a lot of students.
There would be at least 2,000 or 3,000 of them that would have been in college and even passed out of college, graduated.
So let me just try to rewind a bit. You're a Bombay boy,
Yeah,
and you go to do engineering in Manipal,
sure.
electronics engineering.
Yeah.
And now you have 39 schools, plus, I don't know, maybe 15 2 years, 100 in 5 years. Who knows? How did somebody who goes for electronics engineering end up opening schools?
So I think the background starts, the background has started right from childhood, where the family was not very educated from that, and there was a lot of focus to ensure that the children are educated. And the means were limited, but yes, that focus on both part of my parents to try to get me into the best school, because they felt that education is the only thing that would get us ahead. And not just me, and me and my brothers and sisters, both of them have done their doctorates. And yeah, so that focus for education started there. It was hard, it was tough, but I guess finally it was worth it for all of us. We landed up getting educated. But yes, somewhere down the line, the realization was there that it could have been better, it could have been different, especially when one got exposed to international practices and stuff like that. One realized that it did not need to be such a rigorous process. One could have been educated in a better manner. But of course, immediately after graduating, one gets into a job, one gets into trying to get into different businesses. A lot of struggle. But somewhere at the back of my mind, this whole thought process of education, how can it be better? How can it be more enjoyable? And I got the first opportunity in 2002 when a friend of mine had a plot in Goregaon and wanted to do something with education. And I guess it was just chance destiny. It was not something that I was pursuing, but once I got into it, uh, I think then it absorbed me entirely. Uh, the amount of things that one could do, the amount of things that one could do differently. And I guess that was what made it exciting, and that was what got the passion going.
VIBGYOR group of schools, you say that it provides an environment for an individual who can grow intellectually, artistically, aesthetically and morally. I mean, these are big words and they kind of cite everything, but how do you make this intellectual, artistic, athletic and moral thing possible?
So these words linked with holistic education are cliche words. I mean, every single new school, institute that opens up generally uses these words. The trick in it is, and what we've managed to do is, how do we actually ensure that it happens? And that is where the scripted curriculum comes into place. We've got a central team of about 100 developers that are the best of my 5,000 teachers who get together, who debate on how best it has to be done. They write down a set of instructions, detailed instructions, day-to-day instructions, that then have to be followed across all the centers. Quality of teachers, I think the entire world there is a challenge. And to overcome that, to overcome the creativity, because essentially they have also come from a background which is typically rote method of learning. So that's how you land up selecting a select group. You ensure that they design something and everybody else follows it. So that's how we've managed to ensure that we live up to what we have done in a uniform manner. That's the background.
I have someone on screen who will talk more about this statement, you know.
We emphasizes on transversal competencies, active student skills and positive self-talk, which leads to develop a growth mindset and right kind of social skills. This makes every VIBGYORite a happy VIBGYORite and a successful VIBGYORite.
VIBGYOR. It is not just a name for me. It has added vivid colors to my life. Being a teacher for more than a decade, VIBGYOR has actually added vivid colors to my teaching career to a great extent. Yes, I still remember the day when I entered into this esteemed institution, and with the help of the authorities, my teachers, my colleagues and all the members, I have really reached to a peak where I can say that yes, I have revived myself to a great extent.
Very nice. Yeah, indeed. I mean, how was it different? You said when you were growing up, you were studying and you felt there were some shortcomings, and I think you've tried to change that in your VIBGYOR when it's, and so can you just tell what did you find was missing and how did you change it here now in your organization?
I think if I were to use one word, and that would be enjoyable. How do you make the entire teaching learning process more enjoyable? Whether it's to make it theme-based, to make it more interesting, whether it's to have experiential learning, more activity-based learning, more project-based learning, whether it is to use the flip method classroom. So when our curriculum is designed, it's a combination of all of this. How do you ensure that the adequate amount of non-academics, non-scholastic activities are part of the curriculum, are part of the school process? How do you ensure that the learning happens on a continuous basis? How do you incite that curiosity in a student? So we don't have any books in pre-primary, we don't have any books in primary school. It's a lot of it is based on self-discovery, playway, experiential. So these are the key words which, as I said, everybody uses them, everybody knows it's to be done. But the question is how, and how do you achieve it across centers? And I guess that's the thing that we've managed to achieve.
Okay, we have something that you may want to watch.
The thing I like about the school is the speech and drama room. It provides me lot of opportunity, like many concerts, many debates, many speeches, many things.
The best corner of the school, according to me, is my classroom. It is because the environment and the atmosphere I'm around is best and suitable for studying. And I'm able to prepare for my exams and competitive for them in this atmosphere. The teachers are also really motivating, supportive and professional.
So that's nice. I'm sure that must feel good to see. You know, running one school is difficult. And there's a lot of regulation nowadays. It becomes a political issue sometimes. Running a different kind of organization is hard. Making changes happen is hard. So did you face a lot of hurdles and how did you overcome them?
When the hurdles came, we tried to look for solutions. And the solutions were within the Constitution of India, which gives us the right to have an educational institute, to run an educational institute of the type that we like. This has been interpreted by the TMA Pai judgment of Supreme Court in 2004, which defines the rights that we have. So I guess these hurdles initially made us realize as a group also as to what the actual legal position was. Yes, there were a lot of other people that had other thought processes. And so we have a very strong legal team that ensures that our rights are protected. And I guess being a socially sensitive sector, there are bound to be a lot of emotions. It is a very emotional sector. There is a lot of misunderstanding around the sector. So that's been the background and the past. I guess it's the Constitution, the legal system that protects us on a regular basis. So yes, we've had our challenges and to be honest, they've helped us grow. As a group, from knowledge, how to manage, to understand our rights, I think they've all been positive.
That's a very positive approach. So you're in 10 cities now?
Where do you see the group in 5 to 10 years from now?
I think from the VIBGYOR High perspective, we definitely see a large presence in all the corners of India as well as Africa. On the digital side and coming to the digital university and the entire system, yes, while India and Africa has been our focus, I think it will go far beyond that because that's something which becomes limitless. So we are looking at that space.
Well, I wish you all the best and to the entire VIBGYOR family that they keep growing and to all the 50,000 current students and many more to come in future, all the best in life. Thank you so much for coming. We have a little tradition at the end. I give you a little memento and we take a picture for our wall. So if you can just come with me for that. But thank you so much for coming.
Pleasure, sir.
It was indeed a great pleasure talking to Mr. Rustom, a visionary and change maker, working towards a direction which is the need of the hour. India, the land of ancient universities, has waited for so long to see this change. A country which once boasted of its education system had to wait for decades. Salute to such amazing education evangelists like Mr. Rustom Kerawalla. The system is reviving now. And heartiest thanks to Great Place to Study and Forbes India for supporting this great cause. This is me, Chetan Bhagat, signing off for today. Keep watching Education Evangelist of India, powered by Great Place to Study, streaming on ForbesIndia.com.